every day is going to matter from now on. No more blaming, no more complaining, no more excuses, no more blame. I will say twice, because again, I think that is one of the biggest stunters of human evolution. It's someone else's fault. But this is positivity here. Make that day matter.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here with you today on the Mind Shift Show. And today's guest is going to be talking about something that I had never heard about, the Lillipad effect. We're going to talk about what are the pros, what are the cons, what are the things, what do you see that is possible and probable when you start to shift the way that you look at life, the way that life shows up for us is very different. Welcome, David Abel from the UK. We've known each other for so many years. I'm so excited, touched, moved, and inspired by your work. You've been doing amazing things out there. Welcome to the show.
Rocío, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be in your company.
Thank you so much. Now, David, you and I were talking yesterday. We've been masterminding for a number of years. We've known each other's work. And yesterday you brought up something new to me. And I said, what is this? What are you talking about, David? I want you to talk about the lily pad effect, how it works, why somebody should consider it, and how to really make it part of our lives.
Yeah, thanks, Rocío. Okay, so for the lily pad effect is possibly a hybrid idea that I've come up with. And it is, there are these ponds that are covered by the lily pads out in nature, and they're quite beautiful.
Mhm.
But the story here is it takes 29 days for that pond to be covered. And the only rule of this game is that those pads double in size every day. So day 29 is 100%. Day 28's 50%, day 27's a quarter. And it's when you appreciate that quarter, how small each individual leaf has grown. It can appear like nothing has happened at all. And how I explained it to Rossio yesterday was that's kind of like any life or any project. It feels like nothing's happening for a very long time, and it's go, go, go at the end, and you can see the wood for the trees, and let's make this better. Things you just didn't think about.
Mm.
Why is it important? Because if it is a metaphor for life and you understand your projects are working like that, it's to be patient. Those long, boring meetings are all part of stepwise progression, which is moving you forward through the change cycle and gifting your future self. The project will not happen without these series of micro interactions. And so my advice there is from a calm mindset, appreciate it, embrace it, and you just wait for 6 to 8 weeks time when that project starts to lift off. And even better, if you have someone who's been with you and they can see it coming through, they will be able to sort of verify your path as well. They've checked your homework, you've been accountable all the time, and you will have more success in launching projects calmly, correctly than ever before.
Mm. I love that, David, because you can start to see the progress. Other people can see the progress, sometimes even faster than we can. And what would it look like for us to stay still and calm and trust the process that as I continue to do these things that sometimes may seem insignificant to the overall project are probably the most important. I think about how brushing our teeth is right there along with it, right? It seems insignificant, 2, 3 times a day, 2 minutes each time. Yet, if I try to do something, for instance, brush my teeth every 2 months for 2 hours, it's not going to have the same effect. It's that compound effect, which is what you're talking about. What would you say for somebody who may be struggling, who may be right there and they're like, I'm not sure about this?
Okay, so there's two things which I can cover off here. The first is around the masterpiece. Okay, Rocio, as you outlined there, it takes time. A masterpiece of art is not painted in a day. And if you study any other arts, music or peace, the art of peace can take 10 years to get on the first rung. So there is there's a whole, you know, to appreciate the masterpiece and the beauty that you're going to paint is going to take some skill and dedication. Okay, when it comes to stepwise progression, this is the number one reason why I believe people fail. They go, I'm going to do this new project. Okay. Many projects go to the graveyard at the planning stage. 90% of people don't even get the ticket to start off with. So if you're going to be brave, get the ticket, come in. You can't know everything. Perfection is tomorrow's word. In my world, tomorrow's perfect. In the businesses I run, we're going to have the best content and more channels and more of this, and customer services will be like that. And you will have that in your own world. But perfection is tomorrow. Today is not perfect. And when tomorrow comes, it will still be today and it won't be perfect. So be brave. Don't worry that you don't know everything. The final piece here is stepwise progression,
Mhm.
which means one step at a time. It means this. If you're going to start swimming, Rocio, or take up a new hobby, let's say swimming, okay? You're going to take up, yeah, you're going to take up swimming and you're going to go the first time and you do 10 lengths of the pool. That means next week you come and you do 11 and then 12. Not I'm going to go in 4 times next week because you get burnt out. You've created a huge vacuum of time for this brand new hobby that you've over focused on, overstretched, not done the lily pad effect. You've moved straight on to, like, say, step 12.
Right.
Okay, I'm going 4 times a week. That doesn't even count in your first lily pad. And I know more senior people than me that can now do 81 lengths of the pool with bilateral breathing just because they started with 2 and 4 and 6 and 8 and on and slowly and slowly. The compound effect and the habits are real, but the biggest failure is, one, people don't buy the ticket, and two, they trying to run past the queue and you can't push in the queue. You have to go to step 1, then step 2.
That's fascinating. I was watching videos on working out on YouTube, and one of the things that popped up was like how to have like the best abs ever. And it wasn't about, hey, here's the crunches that you need to do, how many days a week, the
Mm,
intensity. It was the small things that took me. I was like, wow, if I just suck in my stomach all the way to the back, contract those abs 20 times a day, it's going to be
right.
far more effective day after day after day than what it's going to be if I go in there and try to do 20 minutes every other day or 3 times a week. I'm
Yeah,
going to have greater success. So I love that concept.
great.
What would you say, David? Now, okay, now I'm moving forward. Do I do this alone? Do I do I jump in that pool and say, okay, it's just
Mm.
me. What am I doing? Or is it much more fun? What would you recommend to do?
I would say do what works for you. However, what works for me is building honest relationship with others, building accountability partners, study partners, uh, connections with probably a different walk of life is great. Or if you are within an organization, have a mentor and mentor another person. Um, you have to get up in the morning and make every day matter. That's the first step on a disciplined mindset. Every day is going to matter from now on. No more blaming, no more complaining, no more excuses, no more blame. I will say twice because, again, I think that is one of the biggest stunters of human evolution. It's someone else's fault. And I
Oh,
could go on, but this is positivity here. Um, make that day matter. If you have a family, you hold yourself accountable to them. So, although they don't even know they are, I have 2 small children. And again, studying deep historical philosophies like, say, Buddhism, the reflection of self before you go to sleep. Perhaps if I'd have died today, how would someone would have looked at me?
mm, mm.
Wake up in the morning. If I die today, what will people have thought of me? You're already setting yourself up for the ultimate pride. So understand pride in yourself, keep your standards high, aim as high and run as fast as you can. But if you can't give 100% all of the time, just give it 40, 50, whatever your energy allows you to do to find your purpose. This is the first rule. But as you move and you find fun, interesting people who can share work and life with you, this is where I believe the magic will happen. And you'll be able to reflect and go, this is actually happening, and begin to really manifest and create abundance time and time again.
I love it. I love it. Final words. What would you say to your younger self about the lily pad effect?
Well, maybe I designed that for myself, um, in a way to be more patient, for sure, to believe in the process, to not take shortcuts.
Mm.
There's some really great rules in there. I think the main message I would probably give to my younger self, or to any young viewer out there, or anyone perhaps of my age or more, that life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. That's a lot of emotions there. And a lot of people complain to me the same things happen time and time and time again. I study peacefulness. You can become the mountain, strong. You can be the moon looking down. You can be the water calm. If that's a little bit cryptic for you, imagine 3 pans of water that you can boil. And in one, you put a potato, one, you put 2 eggs, and one, you put some coffee. At the end of that, Rossio, you have a very nice breakfast. Yes, you do. But that's not the point of the motivational angle I'm trying to give here. The potato was hard, unmoving, uncompromising, and you softened it. The eggs were the complete opposite. They were soft and you made them hard. But why the coffee? The coffee just completely changed state to get to where it needed to. So you can become each of those. Where do you need to become softer? Where do you need to become harder?
Mm.
Where do you need to change completely?
I love that, David. Thank you so much for sharing that because it
That's
really
okay.
brings it together to say, hey, do we want to be the ones that color the world with our magic?
We
And
do. And everybody can color the world as well, Rossio. They just need to take the backpack off them that is weighing them down. When you begin your new life, when you find your purpose and you start living it, it's going to feel very slow because you have a huge rucksack that you're wearing that you don't even know. And inside that is 2 hours of Facebook every day.
Mhm.
I stand taller. Inside that is fear, insecurity, imposter syndrome, and more. Afraid of challenges, non-completion, project abandonment, relationship, never being able to put water on fire, only blowing fire or putting more fuel on it. And so once you cut that away, all you'll be left with is surprise, unexpected gifts and jewels of enlightenment.
I love that. David, thank you so much for being here with us today. And to each and every one of our viewers, my invitation is for you to take this, listen to it, watch it over and over again. And as I've said before, we binge watch on other things. Let's binge watch on positivity. Let's find a
Yes.
way to create our version of a happy, healthy, wealthy life, one that touches, moves, and inspires us, one that moves us towards it every single day. Do something that fills your heart, makes your heart sing, and take those actions that are necessary. We will see you on the next episode of the Mind Shift Show.